Close your eyes, if you wish, and let your mind drift. Tonight, we're stepping into the sands of ancient Egypt, a world both familiar and distant, where towering pyramids rose under a relentless sun, and the Nile's gentle rhythm shaped every life. This is not the Egypt of golden masks or cinematic battles, but the Egypt of ordinary people, of workers and dreamers, of pharaohs who walked as gods, and mysteries that linger still. As you settle in, imagine the soft lapping of the Nile against its banks, the faint hum of a breeze carrying the scent of sun-baked earth. Let this journey unfold slowly, like a scroll unrolling in the quiet of a tomb. We'll wander through 4 parts of this ancient world, each one a thread in the tapestry of Egypt's past. First, we'll join the workers who built the pyramids, their days heavy with labor and purpose. Then, we'll meet a pharaoh who dared to rewrite the gods themselves. Later, we'll ponder the enigma of the Great Pyramid's creation. And finally, we'll step into the divine life of a pharaoh, a ruler both human and eternal. For now, let the weight of the day slip away. You're here, in this moment, ready to drift through time. Let's begin. Imagine yourself waking in the pre-dawn coolness of a mud brick house, nestled in a sprawling workers' village on the Giza Plateau, around 2550 BC. The air is heavy with the scent of damp earth. The Nile silt carried on a faint breeze through the open doorway. Your bed is a simple reed mat, its fibers worn smooth by countless nights, its faint rustle a familiar companion as you stir. Outside, the first murmurs of the camp rise, low voices, the clink of clay pots, the distant low of an ox. You are not a slave, as myths might suggest, but a conscripted worker, perhaps a farmer from a village along the Nile, called to serve Pharaoh Khufu's eternal vision. This is your duty, a contribution to a monument that will outlast time, yet the day ahead promises toil under a relentless sun. You rise, your body stiff from yesterday's labor, and pull on a coarse linen kilt, its fibers rough against your skin, smelling faintly of sweat and dust. The floor beneath your feet is packed earth, cool and smooth, trodden by generations of workers. You step outside, where the sky is turning pale gold, the stars fading above the plateau. The air carries the scent of barley bread baking in communal ovens, its warmth mingling with the earthy tang of the Nile's banks. You eat quickly, a small loaf, chewy and slightly sour, paired with a few onions and a clay cup of watery beer. Its taste sharp but quenching. This meager meal is your fuel for a day that will stretch until dusk, a rhythm as unyielding as the stones you'll move. The camp is stirring, a patchwork of mud brick shelters stretching across the plateau, their walls warmed by the rising sun. Hundreds of men move in loose groups, their sandals scuffing the dust, their voices low but steady. Overseers, their kilts slightly finer, call out instructions, their words clipped but not harsh, a signal that the work is about to begin. You join a team heading to the quarry, a short walk across the sandy ground, the air growing warmer, the scent of stone dust already faint in your nostrils. The pyramid looms in the distance, its base a vast grid of limestone, its rising tiers a testament to years of effort. You feel its presence, a silent command binding you to this task. The quarry is a maze of trenches and ramps, where limestone lies just beneath the surface, soft enough to cut, yet durable enough to endure. You pick up a copper chisel, its handle worn smooth by countless hands, and a stone mallet, its weight familiar in your grip. The air is thick with dust, coating your arms, settling in your throat, its scent sharp and mineral. You begin to work, striking the chisel in a steady rhythm. Tap, chip, tap again. The sound of chisels clinking fills the air, a chorus that blends with the grunts of effort and the low commands of overseers. Around you, men work in pairs or small teams, their movements practiced, their faces lined with focus, their skin glistening with sweat as the sun climbs higher. The limestone yields slowly, each block carved with care, its edges jagged but precise. You're shaping a block the size of a small table, roughly 2.5 tons, one of millions that will form the pyramid. The work is methodical, almost meditative, but the heat is relentless, pressing against your shoulders like a heavy hand. Your kilt clings to your skin, damp with sweat, its fibers gritty with dust. Water carriers move among the teams, their leather bags sloshing softly, offering clay cups of warm, river-tainted water. You drink sparingly, the liquid soothing your parched throat, its taste faintly of silt. The air smells of sweat and stone, a constant reminder of the labor that binds you all. Accidents are a shadow over the quarry. A chisel might slip, cutting skin. A block might shift, bruising a foot. Rarely, a rope snaps or a stone falls, and the work pauses briefly as the fallen are carried away, their fate uncertain. The air grows heavy in those moments, the scent of dust mingling with tension, but the rhythm resumes, the task too vast to halt. You focus on your chisel, your strike steady, your breath falling into the work's cadence. The block is freed by midday, its surface rough but ready, and you step back. Your hands aching, your shoulders tight, the air warm with the sun's full weight. The next task is harder. Moving the block to the pyramid site, a journey of several miles across uneven ground. Ropes, thick and rough, are looped around the stone, their fibers biting into your palms. You join a dozen others, your hands gripping tightly, your body leaning into the pull. An overseer counts off, his voice calm but firm. And together, you heave. The block shifts grudgingly at first, then slides onto a wooden sledge, its timbers creaking under the weight. The sand beneath hisses as the sledge moves, lubricated with wet mud to ease the way. The air smells of damp earth and rope, the sun's heat a constant pressure, sweat stinging your eyes. The path is lined with ramps of packed earth, their surfaces uneven, smoothed by countless feet. You pull in rhythm, your team chanting softly. Heave, step, heave, step. The words blur into the heat, into the ache in your shoulders, a lullaby of effort that keeps you moving. The sledge catches sometimes, forcing you to pause, adjust, and pull again. Your muscles straining, your breath ragged. The air grows warmer, the scent of dust and sweat thickening. But you press on, the pyramid growing larger in the distance, its stones gleaming under the sun. Water carriers offer relief, their cups a brief respite, the water warm but vital, its taste a reminder of the Nile's life-giving flow. The journey takes hours, each step a test of endurance. Your hands blister, the ropes leaving raw patches on your palms, but you grip tighter, your body moving with the team's rhythm. The air is heavy with the scent of effort, the sun relentless, its light reflecting off the sand in a harsh glare. You pass other teams, their sledges loaded, their chants echoing yours, a shared pulse across the plateau. The pyramid site comes into view, its ramps and scaffolds, a hive of activity, the air filled with the clink of tools and the low hum of voices. You guide the block to its place, where masons will shape it further, and step back, your body trembling, the air warm with the scent of stone and success. By afternoon, your team is relieved, and you return to the camp for rest. The camp is a sprawl of mud brick shelters, some with reed awnings to block the sun, their surfaces warm to the touch. You sit in the shade, your back against the wall, the air smelling of dust and baked earth. A bowl of lentil stew is passed to you, thick with herbs, its warmth soothing, alongside a piece of barley bread, its crust chewy and satisfying. The food is simple but filling, a small comfort in a day of toil. The air carries the scent of cooking fires, their smoke curling upward, mingling with the faint tang of the Nile nearby. Life in the camp is a balance of hardship and community. The air is warm, the sun dipping lower, casting long shadows across the ground. You share the shade with others, their voices low, their stories a mix of homesickness and humor. Someone speaks of their village, where the Nile's floods bring green to the fields, the scent of wet earth, a memory that lingers. Another tells of a festival, the air filled with music and laughter, a world far from this dusty plateau. The camp is not silent children, brought by some families, play in the dust. Their shouts a bright note in the evening's calm. Women, some wives of workers, move through the camp, carrying water or mending kilts. Their presence, a reminder of home. The air carries the scent of reed mats being woven, their fibers sharp and green, and the faint clink of tools being repaired. Healers tend to the injured, their tents smelling of herbs, myrrh, garlic, honey, their chants invoking Sekhmet to ward off illness. You visit one, your blistered hands wrapped in linen soaked with aloe, its coolness a relief, the scent bitter but calming. The air in the healer's tent is heavy, the light dim, but their touch is steady, their words a quiet reassurance. You return to your shelter, the air cooler now, the scent of dust fading as the night settles in. As the sun sets, the camp comes alive with quiet camaraderie. The air is cooler, carrying the scent of the Nile and the faint smoke of cooking fires. Men gather in small groups, their voices low, their laughter subdued but genuine. Someone plays a reed flute, its notes soft and winding, drifting across the camp like a breeze. Others sing, their voices rough but warm, songs of home, of the gods, of the Nile's eternal flow. The air smells of barley beer, its sourness sharp, passed in clay cups among the group. You join a game of Senet, moving polished stones across a board scratched into the dirt. The rules familiar from childhood, the air filled with the soft clink of stones and murmured bets. These moments, fleeting as they are a balm against the day's toil. The air carries the scent of dust and sweat, but also of connection, of shared purpose. You think of the pyramid, its stones rising under the stars, a monument to the pharaoh's eternity. Your labor, your offering, is part of something vast, something that will stand when your name is forgotten. The air is cool now, the stars sharp against the sky, their light a reminder of the gods who watch over you. You return to your shelter, your body sinking into the reed mat, the air heavy with the scent of earth and exhaustion. The camp sounds fade, a distant hum, as you drift towards sleep, the rhythm of tomorrow already waiting. Before sleep claims you, imagine standing at the edge of the camp, the pyramid silhouetted against the night sky, its stones a silent testament to years of effort. The air is cool, the scent of stone and sand lingering, the Nile's murmur a quiet lullaby. You think of the tools in your hands, the ropes that bind you to the stones, the chants that keep you moving. This is your life, for now, a rhythm of labor and purpose, of hardship and fleeting joy. The pyramid is more than a tomb, it's a bridge to the gods, a promise of eternity. You feel its weight, its permanence, a quiet anchor in the night. The air carries the scent of the camp smoke, bread, earth, and the faint hum of voices, a community bound by this task. You lie down, the reed mat cool beneath you, the air heavy with the promise of rest. Tomorrow, the rhythm begins again. Chisel, rope, stone, step. But for now, let the Nile's flow carry you, its rhythm a gentle guide into sleep. The stars above are eternal, like the pyramid, like the gods, and you are part of their story, your breath slowing, your mind drifting, the past cradling you into rest. Picture yourself standing on a balcony of packed earth, overlooking the city of Thebes, where the Nile glints under the morning sun like a ribbon of molten silver. It's the early 14th century, BCE, and Egypt is a land of tradition. Its gods many and ancient, their temples rising in stone splendor along the river's banks. The air is warm, carrying the scent of lotus flowers and freshly baked bread from the markets below. Their stalls bustling with merchants offering figs, honey, and linen. Priests in white robes shuffle toward the temple of Amun, their sandals soft against the dust, their voices a low chant. The air smells of incense, its sweet smoke drifting from temple courtyards, a reminder of the god's eternal presence. Yet, in the royal palace, a quiet shift is stirring, like a breeze rippling the Nile surface. You are in the presence of Akhenaten, a pharaoh whose vision will challenge this ancient order. The palace is a maze of halls and courtyards, its walls painted with scenes of offerings and victories, their colors vivid in the morning light. The air carries the scent of cedar from polished furniture and the faint tang of wax from freshly cleaned surfaces. Akhenaten, still young, his face long and thoughtful, moves through these halls, his kilt adorned with pleats of fine linen, his broad collar necklace glinting with faience beads. The weight of tradition presses against him, the expectations of priests and nobles who have worshipped Amun, Osiris, and Isis for centuries. His father, Amenhotep III, ruled a prosperous Egypt, his reign marked by wealth and stability, the air filled with the scent of tribute gold, incense, ebony poured into the temples. But Akhenaten, perhaps as you sit quietly now, feels a different calling, his gaze turning to the Aten, the sun disk, whose rays stretch across the land like a divine embrace. You can almost hear the murmurs in the streets, the soft clink of bronze vessels in the palace, the rustle of papyrus as scribes record the day's offerings. The air is warm, the sun climbing higher, its light filtering through reed awnings. Akhenaten's idea that the Aten is not just a god among many, but the only god, feels radical, a ripple in the Nile's steady flow. The priests of Amun, their power rooted in tradition, sense this shift, their voices low with unease, the air heavy with their whispered doubts. You stand in this moment, the scent of lotus and incense lingering, as Egypt stands on the edge of change. Let's follow Akhenaten as he steps into his role as pharaoh, his presence both commanding and contemplative. The air in the palace is heavy with the scent of myrrh, burned in bronze bowls, its smoke curling through the halls. Each morning, he performs the rituals expected of a pharaoh, offering bread and wine to the gods, his hands steady, his voice soft. But his heart is with the Aten, whose light he describes as a gift that touches every field, every home, every life. The air carries the scent of fresh plaster, as artisans begin to carve hymns to the Aten on temple walls. Their words a quiet revolution. You rise beautiful in the horizon, O living Aten, creator of life. The chants are soft, almost like a lullaby, meant to soothe and unify, their rhythm blending with the Nile's flow. By the 5th year of his reign, Akhenaten makes a bold move, declaring the Aten the supreme deity, diminishing the temples of Amun, Ptah, and others. The air in Thebes grows tense, the scent of incense from the old temples fading as resources shift. Nobles gather in shaded courtyards, their kilts crisp, their voices low, the air smelling of dust and unease. You can imagine their furrowed brows, their hands gripping ebony staffs as they whisper of the pharaoh's new faith. The temples of Amun, once bustling with priests and offerings, grow quieter, their courtyards empty, the air heavy with the scent of neglected altars. Some priests accept the change, their chants shifting to the Aten. Others resist, their prayers to Amun whispered in secret, the air thick with their defiance. Akhenaten's vision demands a new stage. He orders the construction of a new capital, Akhetaten, the horizon of the Aten, in a barren stretch of desert along the Nile. The air at the site is dry, smelling of sand and sun-baked earth, as workers, perhaps kin to the pyramid builders, begin to shape the city. Mud brick walls rise, their surfaces smoothed by calloused hands, the air filled with the scent of wet clay and dust. Temples to the Aten are built, open to the sky, their altars bathed in sunlight, the air warm with the scent of fresh stone. The city grows quickly, its streets laid out in a grid, its palaces adorned with paintings of Akhenaten and his queen, Nefertiti, raising their hands to the Aten's rays. The air smelling of drying paint and plaster. As you wander through Akhetaten, the air is warm, carrying the scent of the Nile and the faint hum of a city still forming. The palaces are grand, their courtyards filled with the scent of lotus and jasmine, their walls painted with scenes of the royal family, their figures fluid and human. Akhenaten is depicted with a long face, full lips, and a rounded belly, his body relaxed, unlike the rigid poses of past pharaohs. Nefertiti, radiant beside him, cradles their children, the air filled with the scent of their perfume, lotus and sandalwood. The Aten's rays, painted as tiny hands, offer life to the family, their touch gentle yet eternal. The air smells of fresh plaster, the paintings still drying, their colors vivid in the sunlight. Life in Akhenaten is vibrant but strained. The court moves here, nobles and officials uprooting their lives, the air filled with the scent of dust from their caravans. They attend open-air ceremonies, the air warm with the scent of bread and wine offered to the Aten, the chants soft and rhythmic. The markets bustle with traders, their stalls offering fish from the Nile, baskets of emmer wheat, and jars of sesame oil, the air thick with the scent of grilled meat and spices. Children play in the streets, their laughter mingling with the clatter of ox carts, the air warm with the sun's heat. Yet, beneath the surface, there's tension, the air heavy with the scent of change. The shift to the Aten has disrupted the economy, diverting resources from the old temples, the air in Thebes smelling of neglect. The people of Akhenaten live in the rhythm of the Aten's light, their days marked by the sun's rise and fall. The air carries the scent of baking bread, the clink of tools, the soft chants of priests. But the old gods linger in the hearts of many, their names whispered in private, the air thick with quiet doubt. Farmers and laborers, conscripted to build the city, feel the weight of this change, their kilts dusty, their hands calloused, the air smelling of sweat and clay. The Nile still floods, the harvests continue, but the air carries a sense of uncertainty, a new rhythm that feels both radiant and fragile. The art of Akhenaten is a revelation, its image is a departure from Egypt's timeless style. The air in the workshop smells of chisels and paint, the sound of stone being worked a steady rhythm. Sculptors carve statues of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, their faces long and expressive, their bodies soft and human, the air warm with the scent of limestone dust. Painters adorn palace walls with scenes of the royal family, their movements fluid, their expressions tender, the air filled with the scent of drying pigments. The Aten's rays dominate these images, their hands offering life, the air smelling of fresh plaster, the paintings a testament to a new vision. You can imagine standing in a palace courtyard, the air warm, the scent of lotus and incense lingering, as you gaze at a relief of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Their children play at their feet, their faces bright, the air filled with the soft hum of a breeze. The images feel alive, the sun's light breathing warmth into them, the air heavy with the scent of paint and stone. This art, so unlike the rigid forms of Thebes, is a reflection of Akhenaten's faith, the air warm with the promise of a new era. Yet, even here, the air carries a hint of fragility, the scent of a dream that may not endure. The workshops are busy, the air filled with the clink of tools, the soft voices of artisans. They work under the sun, their kilts dusty, their hands skilled, the air smelling of sweat and stone. Some carve amulets of the Aten, their surfaces smooth, the air warm with the scent of polished faience. Others paint papyrus scrolls, their brushes moving in the dim light of oil lamps, the air heavy with the scent of ink and wax. The air carries the rhythm of their work, a quiet pulse that binds them to the pharaoh's vision, the scent of their effort a testament to a city still forming. Akhenaten's reign, though bold, is not without cost. The air in the palace grows tense, the scent of incense fading as resources pour into Akhenaten. The army, once a pillar of Egypt's might, is neglected, the air in the barracks smelling of dust and disuse. Allies in distant lands send clay tablets, their cuneiform script pleading for gold or troops, the air heavy with the scent of wax and urgency. Akhenaten responds with promises of the Aten's favor. The air warm with his words, but the tablets pile up, the scent of dust lingering. Egypt's borders grow restless, the air thick with the scent of uncertainty, though the full impact will come later. The pharaoh's health seems fragile, his long limbs and slender frame a contrast to the robust figures of past rulers. The air in the palace smells of herbs, myrrh, honey, coriander as physicians attend him, their chants soft, their amulets carved with protective spells. Nefertiti, his partner in faith and rule, remains a constant presence, her beauty immortalized in stone, the air warm with the scent of her perfume. Their children, including the young Tutankhaten, grow up in the Aten's light, the air filled with their laughter, but also with the weight of a legacy that is both radiant and uncertain. The air in Akhenaten carries the scent of a city alive but fleeting, the hum of its rhythms a delicate balance. The nobles, their kilts crisp, their wigs styled, move through the palaces, the air warm with their loyalty, but heavy with their doubts. The priests of Amun, displaced from Thebes, linger in the shadows, their chants to the old gods a whisper in the night, the air thick with their resistance. The people, their lives shaped by the Nile, feel the change. The air warm with the sun, but heavy with the scent of a new order. As Akhenaten's reign draws to a close, perhaps after 17 years, the end comes quietly, the air heavy with the scent of dust and time. His successors, including Tutankhamun, restore the old gods, the air in Thebes filled with the scent of incense once more. Akhenaten is abandoned, its mud brick walls crumbling, the air warm with the sun but empty of voices. The priests of Amun, their power restored, chisel Akhenaten's name from temples, the air filled with the clink of their tools, the scent of stone dust a final erasure. Yet traces remain, fragments of statues, broken stele, the ruins of a city that once shone, the air carrying their quiet legacy. Imagine standing in the ruins of Akhenaten, the air warm, the scent of sand and time lingering, the wind whispering through empty streets. Akhenaten's dream, bold and fleeting, was a ripple in Egypt's long history, the air heavy with its memory. His story, like the Nile's flow, invites you to drift, to rest, to let the past settle around you. The air is soft now, the stars bright, their light a reminder of the gods who endure. Let this moment cradle you, the scent of the Nile a lullaby, the rhythm of history a gentle guide into sleep. Picture yourself on the Giza Plateau, the sand warm beneath your feet, the air thick with the scent of sun-baked earth. It's around 2550 BCE, and before you rises the Great Pyramid, its limestone casing stones gleaming under the morning sun, their surfaces polished to a near mirror shine. Built for Pharaoh Khufu, this monument is a man-made mountain, its base stretching over 230 meters, its peak soaring 146 meters into the sky. The Nile flows nearby, its waters glinting, its scent earthy and cool, a lifeline that made this wonder possible. The air carries the faint hum of activity, the clink of tools, the low chants of workers, a rhythm that binds this place to eternity. The pyramid's precision is staggering, its base nearly a perfect square, its sides aligned to the cardinal points with an accuracy that defies the tools of the time. Over 2.3 million limestone and granite blocks, some weighing 80 tons, were quarried, transported, and placed with gaps too narrow for a blade. The air is warm, the sun climbing higher, its light reflecting off the casing stones in a soft glare. You feel the weight of this monument, not just its stones, but its purpose, a tomb for a god-king, a bridge to the afterlife. How did the Egyptians, with copper chisels and wooden sledges, build such a marvel? Let's wander through the theories, step by careful step, the air heavy with the scent of stone and ambition. The process took roughly 20 years, a lifetime for the workers who toiled here, their lives shaped by the Nile's rhythm and the pharaoh's will. The air carries the scent of dust and sweat, the faint clink of chisels, a distant echo. You stand in the pyramid's shadow, its presence a silent command, inviting you to explore its secrets, to imagine the hands that shaped it, the minds that planned it. The air is warm, the plateau stretching around you, a canvas of sand and stone. The Nile's flow a quiet lullaby in the distance. The journey begins at the quarries, where limestone lies beneath the plateau surface, soft but enduring. Imagine yourself among the workers, your copper chisel biting into the stone, dust rising in fine clouds, its scent sharp and mineral. The quarry is a maze of trenches, the air filled with the clink of chisels, the low grunts of effort, the soft commands of overseers. You strike the stone, tap, chip, tap again. The rhythm steady, almost meditative, the air warm with the sun's heat. The block takes shape, roughly the size of a small table, its edges jagged, its weight a promise of the labor to come. The air smells of sweat and stone, the dust coating your arms, settling in your throat. Water carriers move among the teams, their leather bags sloshing, offering clay cups of warm, river-tainted water, its taste faintly of silt. You drink sparingly, the liquid soothing, the air heavy with the scent of effort. The limestone blocks, averaging 2.5 tons, are freed with wedges and levers, the air filled with the soft creak of wood, the clink of copper. The heavier granite blocks, for the inner chambers, come from Aswan, 800 kilometers south. The air at the riverbank there smelling of wet earth and rope as workers load them onto boats. The Nile carries these boats northward, the air warm with the scent of water and wood, the splash of oars a steady rhythm. At Giza, the stones are unloaded onto a causeway, the air filled with the clink of tools, the low chants of teams. You join a group hauling a limestone block, ropes rough in your hands, the sledge creaking beneath the weight, the sand hissing as it moves. The air smells of damp mud, used to lubricate the path, and the sun's heat presses against your back, sweat stinging your eyes. The rhythm of the chant, heave, step, heave, step, blends with the Nile's flow, a lullaby of effort that keeps you moving. The pyramid site is a hive of activity, the air filled with the clink of chisels, the creak of ropes, the low hum of voices. Ramps of packed earth and mud brick lead up the pyramid sides, their surfaces smoothed by countless feet, the air warm with the scent of dust and clay. You pull a sledge up a ramp, the block heavy, the ropes biting into your palms, the air thick with the scent of sweat and sand. The chant keeps you in sync, its rhythm steady, the air warm with the sun's relentless heat. Levers and counterweights guide the block into place, the air filled with the soft creak of wood, the low commands of overseers, their voices calm but firm. One theory suggests a spiraling ramp wrapped around the pyramid, the air on its slopes smelling of dust and effort, the workers' sandals scuffing the earth. Another proposes a straight ramp, extended as the pyramid rose, the air at its base thick with the scent of mud and stone. The internal ramp theory imagines a hidden spiral within the pyramid's walls, the air inside cool and still, smelling of stone and silence. Each theory carries its own rhythm, the air warm with the scent of ingenuity, the workers' efforts a testament to a shared vision. The air at the site carries the scent of fresh limestone, the blocks polished by masons, their chisels clinking softly, the dust fine and white. You watch as a block is levered into place, the air warm with the scent of wood and rope, the workers' movements precise like a slow dance. The pyramid grows, layer by layer, the air filled with the rhythm of effort, the scent of stone and sweat a constant companion. The sun moves across the sky, its light reflecting off the casing stones, the air warm with the promise of completion. The workforce is a marvel of organization, not slaves but conscripted laborers, artisans and overseers, their lives bound to the pyramid's rhythm. The air in their camp smells of barley stew and bread, the fire smoke curling upward, the scent of the Nile nearby. You walk through the village, its mud brick houses clustered tightly, the air warm with the scent of reed mats and dust. Bakers knead dough, the air filled with the yeasty warmth of ovens, their hands dusted with flour. Scribes tally supplies, their papyrus rustling, the air heavy with the scent of ink and wax. The air carries the scent of herbs from healers' tents, where the injured are treated, their chants soft, the scent of myrrh and honey lingering. Bones found here show strain-worn joints, healed fractures, but also care. The air warm with the scent of poultices and linen. The workers' lives are hard, the air filled with the scent of sweat and dust, but their purpose is shared. The pyramid, a monument to their king and gods. The air at dusk smells of cooling earth, the camp's rhythm slowing, the Nile's flow a quiet lullaby. Families live here too, the air filled with the laughter of children, the soft voices of women weaving or cooking, the scent of their fires warm and smoky. The air carries the clink of tools being repaired, the soft hum of stories told in the evening, the scent of barley beer passed among friends. The workers' world is one of toil but also connection, the air warm with the rhythm of their lives, the pyramid a silent witness to their efforts. The tools of the pyramid are simple yet effective, the air filled with the clink of copper chisels, the creak of wooden levers, the hiss of ropes. You hold a chisel, its handle worn, the air warm with the scent of copper and sweat. It strikes a steady rhythm. Levers lift stones, the air filled with the soft creak of wood, the workers' movement synchronized, the scent of effort lingering. Counterweights, bags of sand or water, ease the burden, the air warm with the scent of damp earth, the ropes taut and humming. Surveyors align the pyramid, their plumb bobs swaying, the air cool in the dawn as they sight the stars. The air carries the scent of papyrus as they record measurements, their cubits precise, the pyramid sides true to the cardinal points. Astronomers chart the sky, the air filled with the scent of oil lamps, their calculations a dance of light and shadow. The air is warm with the scent of ingenuity, the tools a testament to a civilization that built for eternity, the Nile's rhythm a quiet guide. The air at the site carries the scent of fresh stone, the blocks polished to a shine, the mason's chisels clinking softly, the dust fine and white. The casing stones quarried at Tura arrive by boat, the air warm with the scent of water and rope, their surfaces smooth and gleaming. The pyramid's precision, its alignment, its scale is a marvel. The air filled with the rhythm of effort, the scent of stone and ambition a constant companion. As you step back, the pyramid looms above, its casing stones a beacon under the stars. The air is cool now, the scent of stone and sand lingering, the Nile's murmur a quiet lullaby. How did they lift the heaviest stones to the peak? Were their cranes now lost or pulleys refined through trial? The air carries the scent of mystery, the pyramid stone silent, their placement a puzzle that lingers. Yet the effort speaks, a society that mobilized thousands, fed and housed them, planned across decades. The air warm with the scent of unity. The air at dusk carries the scent of cooling earth. The workers camp quiet, the stars bright above. The pyramid stands as a testament to what humans can achieve. Its stones a bridge to eternity, the air heavy with its legacy. Let this image settle. The Nile's flow a lullaby, the stars a canopy above. The air is soft, the scent of history a gentle guide, inviting you to drift, to rest, to let the past cradle you into sleep. Imagine yourself stirring in the pre-dawn stillness of a palace in Thebes. The air cool and fragrant with the scent of myrrh smoldering in a bronze brazier, its smoke curling lazily toward the ceiling. It's around 1350 BCE in the heart of Egypt's new kingdom, and you are no ordinary mortal. You are the pharaoh, a living god, the earthly embodiment of Horus, destined to join Osiris in the afterlife. The chamber around you is vast, its walls adorned with paintings of your divine ancestors, their figures gilded in the flickering light of oil lamps, their eyes seeming to watch you with silent approval. Your bed is carved ebony, inlaid with ivory and gold. Its linen sheets soft and slightly crisp, carrying the faint aroma of lavender from the oils used to prepare them. As you rise, the silence is broken by the soft tread of servants, their bare feet whispering against the polished alabaster floor, their movements reverent, their eyes lowered. This is the rhythm of your life, a cadence of ritual and power that sets you apart, a solitary figure at the center of an empire. The air is cool, almost damp, with the scent of the Nile drifting through open windows, its gentle lapping a distant murmur. You step onto the floor, its tiles smooth and cold, inlaid with lotus motifs that gleam faintly in the dawn's first light. The palace is a labyrinth of courtyards and halls, each corner filled with the scent of cedar from polished furniture and the faint tang of wax from freshly cleaned surfaces. Your day begins with a purification ceremony, a sacred act to align your mortal form with your divine essence. You walk to a courtyard open to the sky, where the first rays of sunlight touch the alabaster tiles, their surfaces reflecting the pale gold of morning. Priests, their heads shaved and robes of white linen pristine, approach with ewers of Nile water, its surface shimmering like liquid silver. They pour it over you, the water cool and refreshing, its touch a reminder of the river that sustains Egypt, its flow as eternal as your roll. The priest's chants are soft, a low hum invoking Maat, the goddess of truth and balance, whose aura you are tasked with upholding. The words blend with the rustle of palm fronds in the breeze, a soothing rhythm that invites you to breathe slowly, to settle into this moment. You are anointed with oils, frankincense, cedar, and a touch of myrrh. Their rich, earthy aromas grounding you, a bridge between the mortal and the divine. The scent lingers on your skin, a constant reminder of your sacred duty. The priests drape you in a pleated kilt of fine linen, its folds crisp and light, dyed the pure white of purity. A broad collar necklace, heavy with turquoise faience beads, lapis lazuli, and gold, is placed around your neck, its weight pressing gently against your chest. The double crown, the pshant, is set upon your head, its red and white curves symbolizing the unity of Upper and Lower Egypt. Each movement is deliberate, each gesture a ritual unbroken for centuries, a thread in the tapestry of your divine existence. As you step into the palace's great hall, its columns rise like a forest of stone, painted with images of papyrus and lotus, their colors vivid in the morning light. The air carries the scent of fresh flowers, jasmine and lotus placed in bowls along the walls, their petals soft and fragrant. Servants move silently, their sandals whispering against the floor, carrying trays of polished bronze vessels filled with water and wine. The hall is a stage, and you are its center, a figure both human and eternal, your every act watched by those who serve you. You pause, letting the moment settle, the rhythm of the palace a quiet pulse around you. The palace awakens with you, its halls stirring with the quiet efficiency of a world built to serve a god. The air grows warmer, carrying the scent of fresh bread baking in the kitchens, its yeasty warmth mingling with the faint tang of polished bronze from the vessels carried by attendants. You move to the throne room, its floor inlaid with tiles depicting the bound enemies of Egypt, their forms a silent reminder of your power. The throne is gilded, its arms carved with falcons, symbols of Horus, and cushioned with linen dyed the deep blue of lapis lazuli. The air is heavy with the scent of incense, its smoke curling upward from censers, blending with the faint sweetness of date wine served in alabaster cups. You sit, your posture composed, your presence commanding silence. Nobles and advisors gather, their kilts pleated and wigs meticulously styled, their voices low and respectful. They present their reports, their papyrus scrolls rustling softly as they unroll them. They speak of the harvest fields of emmer wheat and barley ripening along the Nile, their golden heads swaying in the breeze, their scent earthy and rich. The floods have been generous this year, they say. the Nile's waters spreading silt across the fields, ensuring abundance. They report on the temples, where priests prepare offerings for Amun-Re, Ptah, and Hathor, their rituals a mirror of your own. The air in the throne room is warm, the sun filtering through reed awnings, casting dappled shadows across the floor. You listen, your expression calm, your response is brief but final, for your word is the will of the gods. The advisors mention the borders, where garrisons stand watch along the desert's edge, their reports carried by messengers who travel days through dust and heat. The air smells faintly of the wax used to seal their clay tablets, etched with requests for reinforcements or tribute. A distant ally, perhaps in Mitanni or Nubia, seeks a marriage alliance, their words carefully chosen to honor your divine status. You consider their pleas, your advisors offering counsel, their voices a steady hum like the Nile's flow. Each decision, from allocating grain to approving a diplomatic gift, must reflect the balance that keeps Egypt whole. You nod, and a scribe records you a decree. The scratch of his reed pen a soft counterpoint to the room's quiet. You leave the throne room for the temple of Amun-Re, a short journey by chariot through the bustling streets of Thebes. The chariot's wheels rumble over packed earth, the horses' harnesses jangling softly, their breath steaming in the morning air. The city is alive around you, its markets filled with merchants calling out their wares, baskets of figs, jars of sesame oil, bolts of linen dyed in saffron and indigo. The air carries the scent of grilled fish, roasting barley, and the faint dust of the desert beyond. Children dart through the crowd, their laughter mingling with the clatter of ox carts, their voices a fleeting reminder of a world beyond your divine isolation. The temple's pylons rise ahead, their surfaces carved with your cartouche, the hieroglyphs proclaiming your titles, Son of Re, Lord of the Two Lands. Inside the temple, the air is cool and dim, heavy with the scent of myrrh and the polish of granite statues. You approach the sanctuary, where the statue of Amun-Re stands, its obsidian eyes gleaming in the torchlight, its gold adornments catching the flickering flames. You offer bread, wine, and incense, their scents mingling in the air, a sacred offering to ensure the god's favor. The priest's chants fill the space, their voices a steady drone, like the hum of the Nile itself. As you perform the rites, your hands steady, your heart aligned with the divine. The ritual is precise, each gesture practiced, a dance of devotion that binds you to the gods and the law. By midday, the palace hums with the rhythm of your court. You dine in a shaded hall, its columns painted with scenes of the Nile's bounty fish, birds, lotus blooms. The table is laden with roasted duck, its skin crisp and fragrant, alongside honey-sweetened cakes, pomegranates, and figs fresh from the orchards. The air carries the scent of grilled meat and the faint sweetness of date wine, poured into cups of polished alabaster. Musicians play softly, their harps and flutes weaving a melody that soothes without demanding attention, their notes blending with the murmur of attendants moving silently around the room. Your queen, perhaps a figure like Nefertiti, sits beside you, her presence a balance of strength and grace, her linen gown shimmering with gold thread. Your children, their faces bright with youth, join you, their laughter a rare human note in this divine existence. These moments, though intimate, are still ritualized. Every gesture watched by attendants who ensure the meal reflects your status as a god. The air is warm, the sun high, its light filtering through the hall's high windows, casting patterns across the floor. You eat slowly, savoring the flavors, the texture of the bread, the sweetness of the fruit. The meal is a moment of pause, a brief respite in a day filled with duties. Yet even here, you are never truly alone. Attendants stand ready, their eyes averted, their hands poised to serve. The weight of your role is ever present, like the heavy collar necklace that presses against your chest, its beads warm from your skin. The afternoon often brings a public festival, a grand event that binds you to the people and the gods. Imagine the Opet Festival, a procession from the temple of Amun-Re to the Nile, a journey of renewal for the god and the land. You step beneath a canopy of linen, carried by priests, its fabric fluttering in the breeze. The air is thick with the scent of flowers, lotus, jasmine, and acacia strewn along the path, their petals soft underfoot. Censers swing gently, their burning resin filling the air with a sharp, sweet smoke. The streets are lined with people, their faces pressed to the dust, their voices rising in a chant of your titles. Son of Re, Lord of the Two Lands. The statues of the gods, borne on golden barks, sway gently, their jewels in gold catching the sun's rays, their reflections dancing on the Nile nearby. You walk at the head of the procession, your golden staff gleaming, your steps measured, a living god among mortals. The air grows heavy with the scent of sacrifice, incense, wine, and cattle offered to ensure the god's favor. The moment is solemn, not gruesome, a necessary act to maintain the cosmic order. The crowd's murmurs blend with the lapping of the Nile, its waters carrying the reflections of the boats, the barks, the sky. You pause at the riverbank, offering prayers, your voice steady, your words a bridge between the divine and the mortal. The air is warm, the sun relentless, but your role demands composure, a divine presence that inspires awe. As evening approaches, the palace grows quieter, its halls lit by oil lamps that cast a warm, flickering glow. You retire to a private chamber, its walls painted with scenes of the afterlife, fields of reeds, stars in an endless sky, the gods waiting to welcome you. The air is cooler now, carrying the scent of the Nile through open windows, its gentle lapping a distant lullaby. The chamber is furnished with elegant ebony chairs inlaid with ivory, a low table holding a bowl of pomegranates, their skins deep red in the lamplight. Yet, even here, you are never truly alone. Guards stand at the doors, their bronze spears glinting, their presence a constant reminder of your safety and your isolation. Your family offers warmth, a fleeting connection to the human beneath the divine. Your queen, her presence both partner and confidant, might sit with you, her words soft, her laughter a rare gift. Your children, heirs to your legacy, play nearby, their voices muffled by the thick walls. Their games a reminder of a world you can only glimpse. The air carries the scent of their perfume, lotus and sandalwood, a delicate contrast to the weight of your duties. Yet, even these moments are shaped by your role, your queen, a co-ruler. Your children, bound to a future of divine responsibility. The chamber, for all its beauty, feels vast, its silence a reflection of your solitude. The life of a pharaoh is not without its shadows. Your health is watched closely, for a god must appear eternal. Physicians attend you, their bags filled with herbs, myrrh, coriander, honey, their bitter scents mingling with the sweetness of incense. They chant prayers to Sekhmet, goddess of healing. Their voices soft as they apply poultices or offer amulets carved with protective spells. The air in their presence is heavy, the scent of herbs and wax a reminder of your mortality. You rest briefly, your body sinking into a cushioned chair, the linen cool against your skin, but the demands of rule rituals, diplomacy, justice leave little time for repose. Messengers arrive from distant lands, their clay tablets etched with cuneiform, their words pleading for gold, troops, or marriage alliances. The air in the audience chamber smells of dust and wax, the tablets heavy in your hands. Their requests a reminder of the world beyond the Nile. You respond with gifts or promises, each decision a delicate balance to maintain Egypt's power. A scribe records your words, the scratch of his reed pen a soft rhythm, the ink smelling faintly of soot. The air grows warmer, the sun setting, its light casting long shadows across the room. War, though rare, casts a shadow over your reign. If a border is threatened, perhaps in Nubia or Levant, you might lead an army, your chariot at the head of a column, the dust rising in clouds around you. The air is thick with the scent of leather and bronze, the horse's breath steaming in the dawn. Your presence on the battlefield is symbolic, a divine assurance of victory, though the cost is heavy, not in vivid details of bloodshed, but in lives lost to the desert's heat or the clash of armies. The air after such moments is heavy, the scent of dust and smoke lingering, but you return to the palace, your role unbroken. You mourn privately, offering prayers to Osiris for the fallen, their souls commended to the afterlife. The scent of incense, a solemn offering. Your legacy is your obsession, woven into every act, every stone, every word. You commission temples, their walls carved with your victories, chariots charging, enemies kneeling, the gods smiling upon you. The air at these sites smells of fresh plaster and chisels, the sound of stone being worked a steady rhythm. Statues of you, carved in granite or limestone, rise in temple courtyards, their eyes fixed on eternity. Scribes record your deeds on papyrus, their ink smelling faintly of soot, their brushes moving in the dim light of oil lamps. Each scroll is a thread in the tapestry of your immortality, ensuring your name endures beyond the Nile's flow. Your tomb, hidden in the Valley of the Kings, is prepared in secret, its chambers carved deep into the rock. The air there is cool and still, smelling of stone dust and fresh paint, as artists adorn the walls with spells from the Book of the Dead. Scenes of your journey through the underworld facing Anubis, standing before Osiris, are rendered in vibrant colors, their lines precise, their purpose sacred. The tomb is stocked with treasures, golden masks, alabaster jars, chariots for the afterlife, each item chosen to ease your passage to eternity. The scent of cedar and resin fills the chambers, a promise of preservation against time's decay. Workers labor in silence, their tools clinking softly, their efforts a final offering to your divine journey. As night falls, you stand on a palace balcony, the Nile below reflecting the stars like scattered jewels. The air is soft, carrying the scent of reeds and water, the distant hum of the city fading into silence. The stars above are bright, their patterns familiar to the astronomers who guide your rituals. Their light a reminder of the gods who watch over you. You are the pharaoh, a living god, yet bound by human frailties, doubt, weariness, the weight of a crown that never leaves your head. The air is cool now, the breeze gentle, carrying the faint scent of lotus from the gardens below. Your life is a rhythm of rituals, a dance of power and solitude, a legacy carved in stone and starlight. The palace settles into quiet, its halls empty save for the guards who stand watch, their spears glinting in the lamplight. Your chamber is a sanctuary, its walls painted with scenes of eternity, its air heavy with the scent of incense and wax. You lie on your ebony bed, the linen cool against your skin, the silence broken only by the distant lapping of the Nile. Your thoughts drift to the gods, to Maat, to the balance you strive to maintain. The air carries the faint hum of a priest's chant, a final prayer for the night, its rhythm soothing like a lullaby. You are the pharaoh, the bridge between earth and sky, mortal and divine. Your life a testament to a power that is both eternal and fleeting. Let this image settle in your mind. The Nile's gentle flow a lullaby, the stars a canopy above. Your days, divine and eternal, invite you to drift, to rest, to let the past cradle you into sleep. The palace is quiet now, its rhythm slowing, its sense fading into the night. You are part of this ancient world, yet apart from it, your breath steady, your mind easing toward rest. The Nile flows on, its waters carrying the weight of history, its rhythm a gentle guide into the stillness of sleep. As the stars brighten above the Nile, the world of ancient Egypt settles into silence. We've walked the dusty plateau with the pyramid builders, their labor a testament to endurance. We've stood in the shadow of Akhenaten's radical vision, his city a fleeting dream under the sun. We've pondered the Great Pyramid's secrets, its stones a puzzle of ingenuity. And we've lived a day as a pharaoh, a god among men, bound by ritual and eternity. These lives, so distant, are woven into the fabric of time, their struggles and triumphs a quiet echo in our own world. Now, as you rest, imagine the Nile's gentle flow, its waters carrying the past into the present. Let the weight of history slip away, leaving only the comfort of this moment, the softness of your breath, the ease of sleep waiting just beyond. Good night.